From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big midday and a big holidays, LA, with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. The great news delivered on Mornings LA today, as the RECON is going to a vote in January and will get passed, says Leader Schumer, despite the assurances that sound to the contrary over the weekend. The details are that this channel, starting on Thursday, advocated in your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 for hashtag Chuck Call the Vote. And now Chuck Schumer is calling the vote and says the RECON will be passed in the month of January. And this is to put Joe Manchin on the spot, and believes that people think that Manchin will still vote in favor of this incredible RECON. The RECON was said by Manchin no less than 5 days ago he's going to pass it himself, said Joe Manchin. And Joe Manchin also said that the RECON would send out these checks, lots of checks, that Manchin verbally agreed to thousands of times with White House staff and the White House and fellow senators over the last few months who will pay at least $15,000. But somewhere along the way, Joe Manchin had sort of a Jekyll and Hyde moment over the weekend, and people don't believe that is the true person. The incredible checks that follow third stimulus that are still paying out money across the board. We'll have all those details and more. This is great news, as finally the RECON is back on the front burner and is going to get done. But third stimulus available right today. This is your Christmas stimulus. We'll be turning to that student loan debt forgiveness for just a blink of an eye. And then also to your fifth stimulus. But it's holidays, LA. And it's so incredibly great to be back in the holiday set show with you as well today. And what are we looking at as we go into a big second half today of holidays coverage? Well, in today's holiday show, we're going to go back into the deliciousness of that vegetarian meal. We're going to look at some Brussels sprouts that we talked about last time. These just came out of the roaster, so I'm going to show you how to roast them the correct way and achieve that delicious, savory, I can smell it right now. There's no smelling in this video, apparently. And then we're going to go over the wonders of metal Christmas decorations. These are all metal, whether it's the beautiful antique Woody or the beautiful old Saint Nick with a is that a hammer and a star, one gold star for Chuck Schumer, because he's putting that RECON back for a vote, and it's happening in January, and the RECON will pass, and it will send out all these incredible checks, despite the momentarily victory that Fox News thought they had on a Sunday. It was short-lived, because guess what? We have flashing lights in the holiday set now, and the flashing lights can change with just a turn of the knob and flash a different way. Totally different way. It can change just instantly. Sort of like how Joe Manchin changes his opinions. It's holidays, LA, and it starts right now. And thank you for joining me on this beautiful Holidays LA broadcast. Here we go. That RECON has a lot of checks in there, upwards of $15,000 $1,000 of checks, and I'm pushing on the way to put in that MSC on top of that. Let's go over each of these clusters of checks, which are back on point to be passed in the month of January from Leader Schumer. With cluster number one of the first of three clusters, Hazard Pay got in there. $4,000 of elder care got in there. $4,000 of care for young children. The Pell Grant, $550 check for my college students. They got in there the home repairs of a low-income community. They also got in there the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. And then they got in there the incredible CTC child tax credit for one more year, approximately $3,600 across the board. The first add-on comes from Southern California here in Southern California for the illustrious Maxine Waters. She wanted to give you money to buy your first home, and she got it in there. $25,000. She got a little bit less. Again, this is first time money to buy your first home. It's absolutely incredible. And this would be given by the U.S. government to the seller in your name during the time of escrow. The second cluster of checks got in there, and that is home repairs, paid leave. Also, money for the earning the household tax credit, and then also the universal pre-kindergarten. When we talk about the home repairs this time around, it's to weatherize your home. Winterize your home? No, that's decorations. Weatherize your home. Winterizing, yeah, it's blinking. It's blinking. It's sort of like a Kanye video. It's like a Kanye West video. Flashing lights, Where's Kim K? Can we afford Kim K's on this budget of the show? I don't think we can. Let's go to the second add-on of checks, and that comes from illustrious Bob Casey. He wanted to get it in there, and he got it in there. It's big money to provide free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Wow, it's incredible. $250, he got a little bit less. Let's go to the third cluster checks. A lot of money on that third cluster. Seniors and free internet, also for independent contractors, got in there. The universal pre-kindergarten got in there. The free school meals for all checks. The farmers checks, the money for the workers, the free internet, and the seniors. Seniors got two provisions in there on the House side, but three come in for the Senate. On the House, the seniors got in there the Medicare expansion with the hearing and the Medicaid gap fix. Then on the Senate side, the senators vowed to add in their dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility of Medicare across the board to potential age of 55. That is consistent with what we're talking about with an MSC, because guess what? The senators haven't had time to add their add-ons on this House bill yet because of everything that's going on with Joe Manchin. So everything I just told you about for the Medicare situation, they haven't added that in there yet because they still haven't finished up what they need to add in there because of all the problems they were dealing with Joe Manchin. And among the many items they want to add in there are the Medicare items and also the MSC. When we talk about MSC, what are we referring to? That's an acronym created by this channel that refers to the instrument first debuted by the senators back in the month of May, which stands for Multiple IRS Stimulus Check. It's important to understand the differentiation of the situation. The reason why we use the word MSC is because there are multiple checks in this recon, lots of them, that'll pay you upwards of $15,000. But MSC refers to the one that would come out from Congress, and that would be very similar to the one from third stimulus, except it would be at least monthly. The legislators, 6 of them, told thousands of viewers starting in the month of May that they would do it. And 2 weeks ago when the legislation landed in the Senate, we re-advocated, and those senators said it's going in there. And who told us that? It came from Chuck Schumer's office, in fact, via the wonderful Janet, who picked up the phone and advocated to Schumer's office and was told it's going in there via Bernie Sanders' office. Then Lynn Glenn told the same thing from the wonderful Bob Casey's office. Then Tyrone told the same thing from Chris Coons' office. Bonnie told the same thing from Liz Warren's office. And Donnie and his wife Sharon told the same thing from Ron Wyden's office. When they talk about this MSC, what are they talking about? One or more checks, same eligibility as third. Third stimulus check, single individual, $75,000 less, got it. Married couple, $150,000 less, got it. Double it. Family of 4, got it. Quadruple it. Benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits as well. They got it as well. It's not income. It's not taxable. It's offered in all U.S. states. SSI, SSDI, get it as well. Adult dependents got it as well. And this is a federal program, not a state program. That's why it's important to advocate, because we are not over the finish line just yet. The tow truck is over the finish line. The tow hitch is attached. And we're on the edge of the finish line, and certainly have been on that edge of that finish line for a while. And that's why it's important to advocate. What's going on? That was debuted on Mornings LALATE just 2 hours ago. Brand new breaking news if you missed morning show. If you did, it's also covered on today's afternoons and evening show, brand new, coming up this afternoon. Well, Leader Schumer did exactly what you and myself have advocated for since last Wednesday. Last Wednesday, this channel advocated for a new campaign called Chuck Call the Vote. And boy, it worked, because Chuck is calling the vote. We did it again. We won again, Purple Power. In December 2020, this channel came up with the idea to put a stimulus check in the continuing resolution with the hashtag campaign CR for stimulus, advocated for those legislators, and they put it in there. Then last Wednesday, I understood the importance to push Chuck Schumer to call the vote. We started the campaign, hashtag Chuck Call the Vote, and he's calling the vote. So how would this work, and where would it work, and what do you need to know? The vote would happen in January, number one. The vote would be on the Senate floor, number two. This is the same legislation that passed the House, so all we need is the Senate to pass it. Number three, why does this work? It works for many reasons. One, before you call the vote, you have a Senate floor debate, and normally it would be Liz Warren versus Ted Cruz, or Bernie versus Josh Hawley. This time it's going to be everyone versus Joe Manchin. And Joe Manchin's going to have to answer why he doesn't want to do a provision, or why he doesn't want to do the whole bill. He's likely to say why he doesn't want to do a provision, and likely explain how he's contradicted himself. Let's step back. In the last few months, in writing, in person, on the record, on TV, in White House, where people are transcribing what he's saying, he has said he will do the recon. He wants to pass the recon. We're going to pass the recon. But he said several provisions need to be fixed. The guy that appeared on Fox News on Sunday, a different Joe Manchin, not the guy who has ever said these words. He has never said, I'm not doing the recon. He has never said, I'm ending negotiations. He's never said, I don't want to do this recon. This guy they booked on that Fox News Sunday is a different guy. Does he have a split personality? Is he Jekyll and Hyde? Is he bipolar? We don't know. But there is enough times that this guy has said hundreds of times he's passing the recon, and he wants to do the recon, but several provisions need to be changed. So why does calling the vote work? Because you get it to the guy that has said this 1,000 times, and you get him to say yes. Moreover, it fixes the provisions that need fixing. This channel over the weekend, if you watch the weekend shows, I was very critical in which I said there are provisions that need to be fixed, and the White House is not fixing them, and I have to defer to Joe Manchin and say, hey, he's right. There's several provisions that need to be fixed. The White House is not fixing it. This will cause the White House to fix the provisions and fix everything else. It'll also cause the American people to understand we can't have everything. And if we have a 3,000-page bill and there's 20 pages in that bill that it's going to cause a no vote, take the 20 pages out, like paid leave. If we can't get paid leave in there, we cannot go to the mat and leave away with nothing. Take the paid leave out and try it in the fifth stimulus or the sixth stimulus package. And that's the simple truth. And the great news is that you have won again, Purple Power. You have won again. You have delivered Chuck to call the vote. The vote will be happening in January. And that the modifications, the provisions to add to the recon were never done because they were dealing with Joe Manchin. So now they're going to be adding those provisions. We still have the vote-a-rama. We haven't had the vote-a-rama happen yet. We haven't had the floor vote happen. And it's very, very exciting. I'm very excited for how you reacted to the news over the weekend. I had 2 special reports on Thursday when the president made that announcement. I had 2 special reports on Sunday when Joe Manchin made the report. And tonight on afternoons at 3 o'clock and evenings at 5 o'clock, I go into the historics of how this led up to this and why it's going to end up very, very good for all of you. Second half of this video, we go right into that holiday decor. And today's show, we have decor and food again. So we're going to go over steel or tin or metal Christmas decor items, why they're so useful and why they last the test of time and why you should pick them up whenever you see them, why they are better than other manufacturing items. And then we're going to go back into the vegetables because people love that. And these just came out of the oven a minute ago. These are your roasted Brussels sprouts. In the live chat right now, drop the favorite roasted holiday vegetable you like. And I'll be answering your questions and talking with you in the live chat coming up right after the commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in the second half of LALATE in the commercial break. Before the commercial break, I asked, what is your favorite holiday vegetable you like to make? And Bob Bacon said bacon. Not a vegetable, Bob. Not a vegetable. I love Snickers. I like chocolate cake as my vegetable. So no, that don't count, Bob. So I appreciate the thought. We had a lot of people who said they like sweet potatoes. Yeah, sweet potato is just wonderful. There is Sandy just with lots of protein. Sandy's always going with the proteins. Any vegetable, Sandy's just like, I'll find another channel. Sandy's just meat and chicken and meat and chicken. There is Anne. She says, I love some roasted caramelized carrots and onions with fresh thyme. Caramelized carrot and onions. That sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful. I never do that as just a thing in the pan. I always have it in something else. I don't know why. I never just do carrots and onions as a thing in the pan by itself. But it sounds wonderful because I usually put it in with the turkey or I put it in with the ham. And roast asparagus, says Laura Coleman. Roast asparagus sounds wonderful. That sounds great. How do you season? Here's a great question. For people who are posting their vegetables, also indicate how you season it. So roasted asparagus, I would like to see from Laura how she seasoned it, because that sounds wonderful. Lisa Vaughn, green bean casserole. Made that a few, like last week, still having leftovers of it. And we featured on this channel, the Heinz crispy onions you get dried. You can get them shipped from Amazon or Walmart. They're very cheap on Walmart, by the way. I'm not getting paid to say that. They're just very, very cheap. Great on that green bean casserole and has that recipe on the back. Roast asparagus with garlic. Oh, Sandy likes some vegetables. Sandy likes vegetables. Love it. Sandy, low carb Elite. Sandy. Roasted asparagus with garlic. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Cut the garlic on this really thin, and that brings a beautiful sauce. Susie, she is not being friendly today. Susie, she says broccoli and cauliflower salad with a secret sauce. Susie, there's only millions of people who watch this channel. We can be secretive among the million of us. It's just our secret, Susie. Come on, be a team player. Don't be a Joe. Susie being Joe Manchin with a secret sauce. I'm not going to tell you what. It's secret. I love it. I'm just teasing. I love you, Susan. I love that. Uh, Sandy, canned hams. We are not doing canned hams on this channel, Sandy. That is taboo. That is taboo. Uh, I'm a casserole. Oh, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean is in the channel in the live chat. So we have Mr. Bean in the channel who says I'm a casserole, and we have Bob Bacon who says I eat bacon as the vegetable. We're doing really well so far, don't you think? This show is is off the hook, and we have just started already. Okay, so here we got a Dragon coming in with a sensible answer. Thank you, Dragon. Kale and parsnips seasoned with homemade butter, and then seasoned with fennel. Oh, wow. You have to DM me that. That sounds like it should be in the Smithsonian. That sounds incredible. Kale and parsnips seasoned with homemade butter and then seasoned with fennel. So the kale with the fennel and the butter. Wow, that's incredible. That sounds absolutely incredible. Really wonderful than that. And Nancy says, not much more than I could have gotten with turkey, but we're going with the Christmas holiday, Christmas dinner. Absolutely wonderful. A lot of the supermarkets are giving out holiday meals, so God bless them. Kroger's done a really good job. Glenn Glenn says, I love the green bean salad. Here comes uh, Diane, buttercorn and cob, and then sweet potato. So here's a controversial question. Is corn and a sweet potato a vegetable or not? I don't consider corn a vegetable, and I don't consider sweet potato a vegetable, even though I love them to death. I'll eat them nonstop. A blooming bacon, says Bob. Do people know how to make a blooming bacon at home? I've never made a blooming bacon. Not that I want to take the time. Not that I had the time to make a blooming bacon. This show is off the chain, and we're just getting, yeah, everyone's getting really hungry. This is a very good show. I want to make some greens right now, says Lingland. There is Sandy with some mashed yams with cinnamon and real butter. That sounds wonderful. Mashed yams, cinnamon, and butter. I think I'm going to do that. That sounds really good. I've never put cinnamon on my yam, and cinnamon's really good for the body. It's one of the best things you can eat. So just really quite incredible across the board. Uh, just great. Here is Olivia Summers. I just had well over $2,500 worth of Christmas gifts and a $250 Christmas card for Kroger's. Great, just absolutely wonderful. So let's turn back to the Brussels sprouts. One of the key things when doing these Brussels sprouts is really how to. Let me switch shots here so I can see myself. One of the most important things for the Brussels sprouts is to make sure that they are roasted the right way. So look how great the roasting process brought them out. You don't want them burnt. You can have a little bit of fringing on the edge, and you want to bring them in a way that it gets that real golden, crispy feel. This is going to last over a week in the refrigerator, so do it the right way in the roasting oven. Make sure the temperature is high enough. Watch it. You can have a little bit of darkness. You can have a little bit of black on the edges, but I know the colors of the camera is making them a little bit reddish on the tinge because the pan is black and I'm wearing black. But look how beautiful it is. It is really crispy. Let's see if I can even get the sound effect for you. Yeah, hear that? Hear that sound effect? Yeah, it's really crispy. There's very few vegetables. Of course, the roast asparagus with the diced garlic that someone had in the live chat. That sounds wonderful. Dragon, I think he did the kale as a salad. The kale as a salad with the fennel. Just wonderful. Really great deliciousness across the board. Thank you for all those incredible comments. We'll go back into the discussion of those vegetables in just a second. But now let's turn to holiday decor made out of tin or steel or iron, which is so much more practical long term than things that are made out of plastic, styrofoam, and things that are not good for the landfill, and things that actually won't last as well. So here we go. It's a little bit heavy, so I'm trying to manipulate my hands. Okay, so here we go. Beautiful antique wood. Beautiful, very, very typical. You didn't see a lot of these over 2-3 years ago. Not particularly reason why. Then they started showing up. The price points initially were crazy, wacko, out of touch, and then they brought them down to something sensible. I saw another one of these just the other day in Ross's clearance section. It was too big. It would have been almost the entire width of the shot of the camera. Very, very big. So what I like about this one is you can see my hands and my face, how it proportionally is. It works very well. I like it for a lot of reasons. Why? A lot of detail. The truck is red. You got this bright red. It's a little bit dusty. You got this incredible bright red. You have this incredible detail. The beautiful Christmas wreath on the front grill, the incredible tree on the roof. Even the tree has its version of an angel, which is just a little piece of paper on the top of the tree. Even the tree has the rope tying it down to the truck. So they go through incredible detail to bring this element to this. And guess what? I had this for a few years. It's from our local, dime store here. Do they call them still dime stores? I call them dime stores. Or your pharmacy. And guess what? I did not realize in the bottom there was actually a place to put a battery in. I've never known this since it's been around. And to put that battery in there, it would light up the side of the lights. Incredible. This is an antique Woody. If you don't know what it is, there were many Woodies made at the time by several of the auto manufacturers, and the Woody has come back in other forms since then, like the PT Cruiser. But I would expect to see a Woody in our electric generation coming back as well. Oh, I saw one of the electric trucks last night drive by me. I was surprised to actually see it. The one that the company just went on the New York Stock Exchange just a few days ago. So I was surprised to see it last night. So here is another a tin guy. Here isn't he just adorable? He's big, so I have to hold him a certain way to get him in camera. It's old Saint Nick. He has a star in his hand, and then on his right hand, he has what looks like to be a little gift. He's bringing a little gift to the little boys and girls of the town, carrying it in his right hand. It's hanging down. He has his little Bernie mittens, his Bernie Sanders mittens on the right hand, green, adorable green. He has that red and white. He has a green mitten on his left hand, holding the flag as well. A lot of incredible little details in this guy. And the details continue to the base. Look at that down there. He has his little shoes and his leg warmers. Just adorable. I mean, even look at the details of the feet. Why do I like steel and tin holiday gifts, holiday ornaments? Because they last so well. The painting process is done differently depending on the manufacturer, but in some cases, it's part of the preparation. Meaning, they didn't just take steel, push it, and then paint it. I'm going back out. Okay, now I'm coming back in focus. Sometimes it's part of the painting. It's part of the process, so that when they paint it, it's going to last. Also, sometimes they really seal it quite well. So they may paint on steel and then seal it. I know there's going to be some artists on the live chat that are going to be able to explain this better than I do. But the guy will last really long, and the paint will be this wonderful, sort of antiquated at the time of purchase and stay that way for 20 to 30 years to come. That's something I really like about the steel and tin items. I always, in my inherent body, even though I don't think it's the case, but I sometimes think that we're going to wake up one year and that suddenly they're all going to be gone. There'll be no more steel. It'll be bad to have steel ornaments. There'll be someone say it's bad for the landfills or something. Even though you can really recycle all this. I mean, he may have been made out of a can of tuna. Is that awful to say that? Is it awful to say you were made out of a can of tuna? I mean, maybe he was made out of a can of tuna. But he's just adorable. And the great thing about him is that he's not going to break. He's going to be around there. He's going to stay in his little habitat of how he is for years to come. Let me jump back into the live chat, and there's a lot of people in here. So let's see what people are eating, see what people are making. Here is Ryan. Smashed yolks and a mix with what you have. I use sour cream. Delicious. Here is Marlene. Bok choy and bacon. That sounds wonderful. We talked about bok choy and fennel on the first installment of Vegetarian Holidays LA, which was last week. It was a big hit. And we talked about fennel or bok choy, but bok choy and bacon just sounds wonderful. So that's for Marlene McCool. Do you use real bacon? Do you use bacon bits? Either of those sound just incredible. Really sound incredible. People are talking about beets. I've never been into beets that much. I know some people are. Let's try some other stuff. And here is colorific. Love you, Santa. Sandy loves the color of the steel. Yeah, the color is quite dynamic. I mean, this is radiant. It was so nice. I wanted to put it in the set, but I had no place because of the poinsettia positioning, and the colors are just really radiant, and you can really almost see it from the other side of the room. I don't think you'll get that with paper or plastic or styrofoam. So great comment by Sandy there. Absolutely. Collard greens and real bacon. Oh, yeah. Sounds wonderful. We had a lot of discussion about collard greens in the previous version of the show. Candy canned. Here are some more comments coming on in. There is Lynn Glenn. I like to make homemade macaroni, cheese, and put a little bit of milk and some butter in it. And then I'll cut up blocks of cheese and put it everywhere back in the oven and cook it for a while. Oh, wonderful. We can do a whole cheese. A lot of people have been trying to do a lot of cheese segments. We can do a whole cheese segment on holidays. I think we owe it to ourselves. Oh, here's Emily. I like Emily's comment. Very interesting. I don't think about this often. I should do this. Why do I not do this? Emily Abel says stuffed mushrooms. Brilliant. Brilliant. Why have we not done that? Should be wonderful. So, Emily, how do you stuff your mushrooms? If anyone stuffs things for vegetables, what do you stuff your vegetables with? I'd love to hear that across the board. There's a lot of different ways to do stuffing. I mean, some of it is nut based, some of it is bread based. Some you're going to bring in a lot of raisins or dates. So there's a lot of different ways to do your stuffing of items. But just wonderful. Stuffed cabbage again. I had stuffed cabbage just a few days ago. Absolutely. Oh, here is Lyle. Jalapeno stuffed with cream cheese, wrapped with bacon, smoked. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Jalapeno stuffed with cream cheese, and then wrapped with smoked bacon. Wow. Wow. There is a not an jalapeno, but a pepper, the long gray pepper, and my brain is cashing out. And it is not as spicy as an jalapeno, but I can certainly do a pastillo chili. You can do pastillo chili with cream cheese and then wrap it with bacon, put it in the oven. Oh my goodness. Sensory overload. I like asparagus wrapped in bacon, says Lorraine. Incredible. Asparagus wrapped with bacon. Then what was who was the guy? Was it Lynn that oh no, it's Lyle Mass. Jalapeno stuffed cream cheese wrapped with bacon. That sounds great. I might do like a pastillo chili, which is long, crispy, not hot, but holds its form really well. I might do that with cream cheese. I may put in jalapeno peppers, which I have. I need a lot of them, and wrap that with the bacon. And I may put some raisins in there as well. That sounds great. I like that idea. Starting with an jalapeno or a pastillo chili, then start stuffing it like your baked potato, but perhaps going on the sweet side or going on the bitter on the savory side. Savory side, of course, is with some pine nuts, some roasted nuts. Sweet side is going to the raisins, some light little dates. Here's Team Angel, Greek stuffing with the mushrooms. Yeah, yes, that's what I do for Christmas. Just wonderful. Mac and cheese with kielbasa, says John Blake. Wonderful. Team Angel says the Greek stuffing. Just wonderful. Sounds great. Every year I end up with stuffed bacon. Bob Bacon with the stuffed bacon, and Mr. Bean with the beans. Poblano pepper, says John Thompson. Ooh, sounds good. Sounds really good. Deliciousness. Here's Emily. Emily coming back with her stuffed mushrooms. So she does garlic, bacon, sour cream cheese. So stuffed mushrooms, cut it, garlic, bacon, sour cream cheese. Very, very similar to what Lyle was talking about with his pastillo, with his jalapeno. I switched it over to pistille pepper. Very, very similar. I mean, Emily sort of inspired us, and Lyle did as well. That shows us we can take a lot of different vegetables and stuff them in a lot of different ways. So we can stuff a mushroom like Emily is doing. We can stuff a jalapeno, or in my as Lyle was doing, or in my case, a pistille pepper. We had the viewers talking about the asparagus. So you can't stuff an asparagus, but you could do it on the outside. You could do an outside stuff and then hold it together with the bacon. Very, very interesting idea. Sort of put on the outside. Imagine doing asparagus sort of a reverse stuffing. It's on the outside and then hold it together with bacon and maybe even tie it. Oh, incredible. I think Anne is just, that's going back to her daughter saying, we learned like 30 other ways to do vegetables in this recording. You're making us all hungry, says Sandy. I know, this has been a really good show. Here's incredible comments. Ham, cherry, juice, pineapple. So Diane's going for the sweet. I love that. That's a great idea as well. Wow, you could do one tray stuffed in the savory and one tray stuffed in the sweet and deliver it to the table. And boy, what a great way. You don't even need a meal. You can just do stuffed on one item, on one tray, on the savory, and stuffed sweet on the other tray. And that's just the dinner. We're just having stuffed vegetables. And it's totally all vegetarian. It's low carb, well, it is high on the fat because we're doing the cream cheese. And it's just incredible. I can't really have spicy foods, but I love the jalapenos, says Sandy. You can stuff asparagus after cooking them. Oh, that's a good idea, says Dragon. Stuff it after cooking. My stomach is growling, says Susan. What happened to the fifth stimulus? Will that be months away like this isn't, Patrick? We have to see. They can do fifth and fourth at the same time. They're talking about voting rights at the same time. So they can do fifth and fourth at the same time. You want to help. We haven't advocated for fifth at all. So we probably should start advocating for fifth across the board. Mexican pizza? Did someone say Mexican pizza? Bob Bacon, incredible. I just did my physical therapy and while listening to LALATE. I appreciate that, Lori. And now you're going right to the supermarket to buy some food. Marlene, Brussels sprouts with bacon and sea salt. Wow, wonderful. Anne's comment got held. I don't know why it got held. Let's see what Anne wrote. I love roasting a whole head of garlic, or maybe the word head, a whole head of garlic drizzled in olive oil and then spread on sourdough toast. Ooh, wonderful. Maria Sanchez says, you're all making me hungry. Bob Bacon, stuffed potato with bacon soup. Oh, incredible. Just deliciousness. What a fun show this was. If you just joined live in the chat, let me tell you what happened. So to be detailed on Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock and then Evenings LA at 5 o'clock tonight is the hashtag Chuck Call the Vote. The hashtag campaign started by this channel last Wednesday. Should be on Wikipedia, should be in the Smithsonian because we got it done. We got it done again. Chuck Schumer heard us. He's calling the vote. He's calling the vote in January to do exactly what I said he should do. Put Joe Manchin on the spot to tell us yes or no on the whole package. He's going to say yes, of course. And then no on what provision. And the provisions may actually have to be fixed because we have seen, as detailed all over this week on the show, that there's many provisions that are not fixed. That have been fixed, should have been fixed months ago, and are still not fixed by the White House. Not Joe Manchin's fault, the White House's fault. And then what provisions have to come out? Maybe paid leave just really has to come out, and we'll get it done somewhere else. Take it out and get that recon done, and we're done. We're done with fourth stimulus recon. The add-ons, not finished. They haven't added the stuff in there, whether it's the MSC or the Medicare expansion, because they stopped work because they were just negotiating with Joe Manchin. Negotiating with one guy has sort of derailed, slowed us down for a few months. Now they're picking up the speed. And the great news is that putting it to a floor vote gets it picking up. In this recording, we went over the deliciousness of doing holiday vegetables, but suddenly we went in a detour where people said, how about stuffing the vegetables? Really great advice across the board. We learned about how to do both savory and sweet stuffings of vegetables. Recommendation is just doing a lot of different vegetables, stuff them all the same way on one tray, savory, and do a different tray. It's all sweet. And then we talked about the wonders of bringing the metal into the holiday season. opting for a metal decoration wherever possible because they stand the test of time. The light depicts really the incredible color that these ornaments bring or decorations bring when they are metal and steel in form. I think they are a great addition to the household. They really last the test of time. And Jacqueline says, I love your lights. I appreciate that. The lights do something I said I would never do. And it said put lights on the surfboard. I said I'm never going to put lights on the surfboard. It's just tacky. And I put them on the surfboard. So there was not much of a choice. And I've had a bad leg for the last 2 weeks, and that's why it's been a sort of struggle to do anything at a particular point. But now it's good, so maybe the decor will pick up better. All that and more. But coming up next is the 1 o'clock afternoon show. It's going to be good. And then the 3 o'clock afternoon show, even better. Meantime, if you've not noticed, Evenings LALATE is now revamped, and this show is part of it. Evenings LALATE is now revamped with a schedule that people are loving, and it's showing in the viewership numbers. 5 o'clock is the brand new Evenings LALATE every night on this channel. Then 6 o'clock is Evenings Countdown, your hit popular show that recaps what's happened on your RECON. 7 o'clock is Holiday Stream Stimulus. This show in prime time, Holidays Stream Stimulus. First part about stimulus, second part about the holidays, decor and food. And then the new runaway, no one would have predicted it, mistake, hit of the season, Evenings Extra at 8 o'clock, opposite Sirloin, Javita Late, and Blaine 66. So they're coming back to this channel with a new show, with a new episode in just a few days from now. It's holidays. It's Evenings Extra at 8 o'clock. And then we go into our late night shows start at 9 o'clock. And with that, I'm excited you're here, so make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Hit that like button and consider becoming a member. Join me every day for Holidays LALATE at 11 a.m. and then Evenings Holiday Stream Stimulus at 7 o'clock. And with that, stay informed, stay focused, and have a beautiful day. And remember to keep it right, keep it festive, and keep it bright as LALATE continues.